We should be live. Should be. Being the keyword here. Always closes my window. How unhelpful. Moving things around my desktop so I have room. Okay. If it's not completely evident, I am still sick. Probably a little worse than I was 2 days ago. But I'm still trying to show up. Have some broth instead of tea to sip on. Might be a little lazy. End up reading some of what I have, playing on the farming game, procrastinate. Maybe get some work done. We shall see. You know, I feel like you only say that every time because you are the person that's waiting for these books most. So of course, you're going to tell me to just keep calm and carry on. That's right, you got called out. Trying not to drink the broth too loudly, but it's still hot. And also, if the mic makes any unnecessary sounds, there is a cat headbutting it. There's not much I can do about that. He's his own entity. He's more here to cause problems than be on duty, I can guarantee you. So I suppose I can read what I have out loud first. Maybe that'll be a good introduction for today's stream. People may not have been able to read the whole thing because it's always a moving piece. Of course you'd say it's a splendid idea, you're the mod. You one of them toxic mods. I'm gonna see you secretly abusing your power. I'm gonna be secretly gambling behind my back, making people spend channel points on heinous things that may or may not be true about my universe. Oh, there's so many cats. Four cats appeared. A wild Pikachu meme. A wild Pikachu has appeared. Stop it! You can't walk on the keyboard! Oh my gosh. What did that do? Now you're stuck. Okay. I was going to write and read. Multiple cats showed up. For those of you who do not know, I've had 8 cats, and now I have about 7. A bearded dragon, and whenever I stream, I usually have a drink, like water or some broth with me, like tonight. and all of my cats feel the need to be anywhere that has something important that I need them not to be doing. And yes, it has caused me to lose probably thousands upon thousands of pages of work before. Which is why I said that it's not the best that they're up here. Okay, took a drink. I shall read to no one. This is my first draft for Seasons of Blue, so it's not perfect as a draft should be. But when I write, I do tend to get as close as possible to a edited or finished product, so that way my editing phase and my fixing phase is naturally easier. Realistically, I just spend a little more time in the draft phase than I would in the editing phase. Okie dokie. Seasons of Blue is based on Blue Spring Ride, the manga. It is my own rendition of the manga, so for anyone who may know what that is, hopefully you don't have as much trauma as I do from it, as I tend to call it Blue Pain Ride, but you know, that's another stream entirely. Alright. Gazing up at the twilight sky, Cole leaned back on his hands. Tilting his face up, he exhaled, breathing in the unique scent known to craftswood. The distant sounds of waves from the cove below, the rustling of leaves crinkled by the winds of Mabon, even the way his horn cast shadows on the hill by the lake. Everything here felt as though it had purpose, except for him. He was alive, his heart beating, lungs breathing, yet somehow there was less life within him than that of the natural world. Breezes moved leaves off the surrounding trees, a single leaf floating towards the wooded path behind him. Following it with his eyes, Ko noticed her, walking as though oblivious to his existence. He'd seen her everywhere over the last couple of months. The tea house, the trails. Sometimes walking through the tiny town, but always quiet and on her own. Earbuds hiding under her hair, drowning out the world around her. It was similar to the girl he used to know, yet there was a different energy to her now. Something more subdued, repressed. She was Ao, undoubtedly, but was also now what had shaped her. Problem was that he didn't understand his need to know this. He sighed, running his fingers through his hair, agitation evident. Why the hell should I care? But it was there, living rent-free within his head. What face would she make if she saw me? Would she remember me? I want to see that reaction she'll make. Spilling like ink across a page, the thoughts were there inside his head. Standing up, as though to run from it, Ko made his way down the leafy slope. Footsteps light, his horns casting shadows along the wooded path. The wind sending a distinctive sound through the canopy. It was similar to her in a way, calm and familiar. Something nostalgic he couldn't quite put his finger on. His steps were quiet, mirroring her own as she walked ahead of him. Did she truly not notice him? Did she really not remember him? The thought brought an unpleasant sensation to rise within. Trailing closer, Ko leaned slightly into her, knocking in just enough to unbalance her. The wooded path was opening, his home just past the thinning trees, his hand extended, catching the book tumbling from her grasp. Then, with a flourish, he handed it back to her. Heading for his door, he paused to glance at her over his shoulder, offering a subtle, mischievous smile in his wake. What followed made the smirk fall from his features. Ao didn't seem fazed to see him, her expression impassive as she simply nodded and turned around, her eyes returning to the book she'd been reading. Is that really the way you greet an old friend? Ko asked. a sentence slipping out before he could stop himself. It was infuriating how, even after he'd put himself in her path, she had nothing to say. Like he was the only one who needed this. He didn't need her, didn't need her attention. But even as the thoughts occurred, he brushed them back, far beneath a rug somewhere within his head. The things he'd been forcing down mounting in his mind. Right, I forgot you hated everyone back then. A warm welcome wasn't something I should have expected from you. Ko said, "You got snacks?" He was lashing out, the words spilling from his lips, using crass commentary to get a rise out of her. It was supposed to be she'd simply turned around and continued walking home. The sight of it left a bitter taste in his mouth. Was she not going to stick up for herself? Did she not care? Her horns, much similar to his own, appeared like obsidian spirals. The further she got, the longer her shadow cast them. Her tail wasn't agitated, gently trailing behind her as she walked completely unperturbed. Kicking his front door, Ko let out a frustrated sound. Well, that went well, he muttered to himself. Tugging the hair at his nape, Ko entered his home. Passing the main living space, he fell back on his bed. Al had always been indifferent and detached. Hell, it's why he said what he said. Laying his forearm over his eyes, he turned his head, gazing at a picture frame on his dresser. They'd been younger then, just leaving childhood behind. He'd been studying beneath one of the old trees, a gnarled willow with drooping branches in Mythos Academy. Al was perched above on a thick limb, scrawling something in a book, the picture capturing a gentle expression she reserved around him. That was gone now, his earlier conceptions now seeming correct. There was no warmth within this version of her. Did he really have no room to judge, though? He changed too. No longer the carefree Draenei he used to be. Maybe the strands played a role in this, bringing them, the only two Draconics left together, a bond neither of them could ignore, even if he tried to. Suddenly, realization hit. Ko slapped a hand over his forehead. His scent, of course, she'd remember it. Something distinct through the draconic tie. She didn't seem fazed because she knew it was him. Question still was then, why didn't she react? Dragging a hand down his face, Ko sat up. He wasn't getting anywhere thinking like this. Getting to his feet, the scales on his tail slid against his arm. His body was restless, even if he himself refused to admit it. Feet padding across the wooden floor, he moved towards the kitchen. Down the stairs of his loft, a space opened up before him. This new house felt different than the ones he'd had before. Maybe it was the fact that it was in craftswood, but there seemed to be an energy itself infused here. The open concept floor plan seemed to lay everything out. The fireplace could be seen, the crackling logs heard from the kitchen. Taking a glass from the cupboard, Ko opened the fridge with his tail. Filling his cup with water, he took a sip. Despite how cold it felt, it didn't get rid of the nagging sensation, a sense that there was something crucial he was missing. Elbows on the kitchen island, he stared at the boxes he'd not unpacked yet, a reminder of things he had yet to face. Hey, Krabby. Slipping his phone from his pocket, he slid his finger over the screen. Hey, Jay. Did you guys get all your work done? You got home, Gabby? A reminder of things he had yet to face. Flipping his phone from his pocket, he slid his finger over the screen. Dimly lit, his phone screen displayed before him. He wouldn't acknowledge the inkling. He couldn't. Everything he'd so carefully swept into that dark corner would come seeping out. Tapping an icon, he clicked the only contact he had, his fingers typing out a message. Finally moved in, although unpacked is questionable. Ko waited in silence. The twilight sky outside his window slowly fading into night. The glass on the kitchen island beating with condensation. He knew the best thing was to keep moving mentally, physically. If he stopped or stayed still, that black hole would swallow him again. It had taken this long just to claw his way out of that hell. The very one speaking harsh truths and whispering falsities. For matters of the mind, it was never about what was correct. Sometimes it was just that it was there, living in your head. Taking him out of his thoughts, Ko's phone buzzed in his hand. That's fair. New chapters aren't easy, especially first pages. But look at it this way, you're here. The more you put off settling in, the more tedious everything becomes. Which is something you hate more, Indifear messaged back. A smirk tugged at Ko's face. It was slight, but there nonetheless. You know, I can't tell if I hate it when you're right, or if I simply hate that you know me that well, he messaged back. Yeah, I've been sick almost 3 weeks now. I think I have probably the worst immune system. Yeah, Shia was raging earlier because he says all you guys do is play repo. How's your day been? I use both Notion and Scrivenger. Scrivenger is like my main has like everything saved in it. I think I might be able to move my window a little bit so you can see. If I go over here, I have everything for Notion up in here. So I have my Kauldron Chronicles. Let me pick that back up. My Everlasting Library, Refractions of Red, Call of an Echo, Of Depth and Dark, Kindlings of the Abloh, Ties of Twilight, Dead by Dusk. These are all the main series for the universe, and then my side series is Letters of the Lotus. And unfortunately, so Resaluna's Resin is my I read a story, manga, manhwa, pretty much anything, and it became a suck zone. And now I'm going to rewrite all of these as one-shots in my own perspective. But that is a deep, dark hole of it just never ends. Which is why I said to Shio that I also avoid content, because my list will never end if I don't avoid content. Yeah, I think Scrivenger's free. You should definitely try it, because you can completely customize everything. I can't pull it up here because it's on my laptop. But, it's probably my favorite to use, and Notion, which is what I'm using now, also has a free version that you can use, and you can customize everything to how you like it. That's what I needed to fix this. There we go. You're welcome. Have you made any concrete stories yet? Or is it just ideas? Mm, yeah. I have, I mean, it's probably the reason why all my names have chaos in it, because I have Notion, I have Scrivenger, and then I think I have, it's a 3 or 4 inch binder, which basically serves as the main chaos place, because I have a tab for absolutely everything. And whenever I have an idea, it usually goes in my binder first or up on my dry erase board that's physically right next to my pillow, because I often wake up in the middle of the night and write down whatever idea I have. The problem is you wake up and your handwriting is sloppy, you have absolutely no idea what you wrote before. I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. Is it Nico? But hi, welcome into chat. Hmm. Yeah, I have a really old poem book. I shall call you Nico then. I have a poem book way back from when I was in high school. That I basically started to use to create a bunch of folklores. I am sick, but still streaming this week. How about you, Nico? I'll put this up for now, so everyone can see it. I usually find characters and stories for my concept, since I can't really draw much. I mean, I obviously tried at one point, and it went horribly, as one might expect. Writing is definitely, I think, my niche. Man, everybody's drawing and writing. I think my universe has gotten to the point where it's so big that I have no time for anything else. Yeah. My moderator has really amazing art, but he doesn't think he does. He likes to dabble in a little bit of everything. Look at the time. You're gonna try and disappear, huh? What kind of novel are you writing, Nico? I've assigned many manga characters or manhwa characters, and in my mind, that's what I end up thinking of. Like for example, in Refractions of Red, I basically saw Ko from Blue Spring Ride as like the main character, but I obviously reshaped a lot of him. But when I eventually get around to having an artist do character concepts, I'm sure that will be a task in itself, because I have so many characters. Oh, I think it's just because I'm sick that you're having a little trouble understanding me today. My voice is very raspy. if you couldn't hear me before, I was asking you, what novel you were working on. Is choose one partial romance, fantasy? Hmm. Post-apocalyptic novels are my favorite too. They're difficult to write, but I always find that they're the most fun. Did you have to think of so many things like characters, food and water intake, or if it's a mythical setting or a fantasy setting? Always adds so much more to the story. Hmm. Believe it or not, even though a lot of my stuff has subplots of romance, pretty much everything, it's only like a side plot or romance where the story takes place first, precedence always, and then it's the romance second to that. Yeah, I think a lot of people struggle to do romance well. I have a very controversial opinion that usually gets me in trouble whenever I bring it up because it's extremely controversial, but I have always hated reading romance novels, especially as a kid. I don't know if you know Wicked Lovely by Melissa Marr. It was a Fae series. Totally traumatized me growing up because I was expecting the main female lead to end up with the main male lead. Nope, that didn't happen. The main female lead was rude and mean for absolutely no reason at all points of the story, and the male lead just wanted to meet her halfway and love her, and she absolutely would not have that. And so I think it kind of warped me, and now we have this point where all of my stories have a very specific type of female lead, and the whole purpose of my stories is like a slap in the face to undoing all the popular tropes and making people question what society actually tells you is wrong, which is like versus what would actually be wrong in the world. It's a rabbit hole, one that I don't think me and Taylor have come out of for several years at this point, because I dragged him in with me. He needs he needs constant recaps when we talk about anything in my universe because there's so much he forgets. Are you leaving, Bear? Go ahead. You want to leave? Go ahead. No, don't sit on my bra. My cat is trying to sit in my mug. Oh, would you stop it? They think I'm talking to no one because they don't know that you are soliciting me for what's in my cup. Don't be cute. I can't give you what's in the bottle. Your face isn't gonna fit. out of here. Stop it. Oh, now you mad, because I moved you over. Do any of you guys have pets? Do they get in the way of everything that you do? Are you still playing the farm? We'll see if this fixes it. Oh, flashbang. My eyes will never be the same. My throat is definitely preparing to give out. Yeah, doesn't bother me much. My throat's killing me anyway. That just gives me time to farm, even though I should be working. You and your medicine scares me. And you know, if I try to drink out of my water bottle again, the cat's gonna do his whole spiel. I get solicited just because I want to drink some water. Oh, there it is. There's been at least 2 or 3 hiccups in every single stream. And I'm starting to think that, like, if I do ever get more viewers in, people are gonna be like, wait, the hiccup hasn't happened. They're gonna start gambing. They're gonna start doing the gambas. Yeah, they're gonna start doing a poll to see when the gamba's gonna happen. But yeah, so, you know, I just noticed you and your little secret. I just noticed. Okay, so I can do one of 2 things. I can, despite how shitty my throat is, I can read some more stuff, or I can attempt to squeeze out and maybe half of a writing session, my 30-minute timer thing. You know, come to think of it, my timer is not showing up. I wonder why it always does this. This is how you know I'm sick, because I didn't even realize that until now. Usually it's up on the screen here. Yeah, I tried that, didn't work. Why? Oh, why does he do that? Why he like this, though? Can't he just work because he needs to work? Suppose I'll try. I don't know when I'm gonna get done, but we'll try. If you see me farming, no, it is because I have failed. If I have stopped writing and you see me rage quit to farm, know that I have at least attempted, and I have thoroughly given up. I shall leave him up in the corner, I suppose. I'm like, where do we put him? Put him. Do I move him for now, since nobody's here? The questions that I have. Also, I get rid of these notes because they'll annoy me while I'm writing. I'll be like, why is there a notification? It'll grate on my nerves until I fix it. Okay. Twisted my arm enough. I will attempt. Yeah, it says the bit rate's out of control. Do I need to refresh? Okie dokie. I was right. Be difficult. But yeah, if it happens again, I'll probably just cut the short for the night. Figure out what's causing it. Like, is the cat falling? Is he gonna know if I open the water bottle from here? He can, like, I swear, he can hear when I unscrew the top of the water bottle and he just comes running. He just knows. I don't know how he does, but he does. Oh, my plans are scattered. Like, okay, procrastination. I was doing well for like 50 seconds. Stream went off. Hello to whoever just came in. Keep my tip jar since I'm procrastinating work. We'll do some farming. I mean, to be fair, I was right. To be fair, I was. I was diligent, trying to think. And then the universe intervened. I'm taking a 50-second break. You know, it's warranted at this point, I think. Yeah, procrastination station. You took that from me, though. My favorite is still the struggle bus, or the image of that girl, cartoon animated girl with the little hippie flower circlet saying "I'm choosing violence" as she's running. The best thing ever. Yeah, the Gojo meme. Best thing ever. I feel like if I could have the Gojo laugh of him running as a ringtone, I would. And I would make everyone annoyed with it on purpose. Me procrastinating writing is normal at this point. I'm like, I kinda wanna go back. Got 18 minutes left on my timer, but I'm like, is the gonna mess up again? Because with my luck, I'll actually focus and I'll completely miss it. The one time I focus. You. Mod abuse. Mod abusing their streamer. Caught in 4K. Wow. I can't look. Whoever that lurker is watching you abuse your power. No, you're not allowed. And you're not just a moderator, you're an editor. So it comes up that way. So they know the truth. They know you've been given power. Alright, well, I'm gonna take my 15 minutes left and attempt to get some writing done. Feel free to stay and lurk. I will chat more on my break. Oh, break time. Old lady noises. My back hurts. Tonight's one of those nights where I hate everything I've written, but I'm not gonna get rid of it because of their progress. Where do you find these emotes? I have to know. What the heck is a... Oh, I know it's a llama. What the heck is a fort llama? No. It is a break llama, you're right. One assumes I'm going to want to leave my break, though. The idea of not going back to work sounds great. Being a lazy peon. Finding something else to do. Realistically, I know that can't happen, but I mean it could. Oh, there we go. Another hiccup. I'm telling you, hiccups are gonna be lore-coded somehow. I don't know how yet. I suppose I'll just leave that for the eventual fan base if I ever get one. Jury's still out. On if a fan base will ever appear. Yeah, it'll be like, rumor has it that the deity of this universe, every time she hiccups at thunderstorms, it'll be something stupid like that. I swear if you type canon right now. Oh, I know something's coming. I know you well enough by now. Yep, there it is. I'm unsurprised. Just makes me want to make this for it. Makes me think of the, would you still love me if I was a worm? Whole thing. From the sassy girl tea memes. I see, you be collecting. You know, you would think with how long I've been on that my cafe would have made a little more money than now. Are my workers just working? That's such a bad boss level thing to say. But mind you, I'm only saying it because they're just little computer people. Yeah, we are broke. I'm sitting here, and because I only got the watch, it said only a few hours of sleep. Sorry, a plate fell. Cats. I have cats. This is what happens when they walk places they shouldn't. That scared the absolute heck out of me. If I had my watch on, my heart rate would probably be like spiking. You're giving me two? A little gremlin is just giving me my cold medicine. Came in with two. I'ma be obscenely out. Wow, how convenient that you would say so. Wonder how long it's gonna take people to figure out that we know each other. IRL. I mean, whoever this viewer is now knows. Whoever stranger this is just now permanent. They have this little nugget of information. Is that an octopus or it's a squid? Octopus? Squid. Squid octopus. What is that? Lava ping. What is the most... I have some absurd ones. Oh my god, wait, this one. I love this one. I have a lot of absurd emotes. Oh, there's also the, this, whatever. I don't know what you would categorize this one as. It's just like, yeah, it's just like that's the only thing I could rightfully describe it as. It's just like, the perfect. And yet, I think I have even a few more absurd ones. Probably. Yeah, I was lucky enough that cool people gifted me subs, which is why I have all these emotes. I am only subbed to one person myself. Like, for me, follows and subscriptions are like a honor you bestow on someone. Plus, we ain't rich up in here. Subs are expensive. Which is why I think when people do subscribe to you, it's such a big deal. Be ballin' in poverty. Like, if I wasn't so sleepy, I'd have such a good content. Touché. You win this round. The octopus thing is our mascot? What? You don't want the butt cheek thing to be our mascot? Yeah. I don't even know how you would describe it. It's so disturbingly funny though. Whenever I see people in chat, dancing with the saber emotes, and they say like dancer like they're like shake it, because a lot of people say that. I always put that one in chat because I'm just like, it doesn't shake, but there's just a raw butt cheek for you if you want that. Somehow it gets a laugh out of people. Which coincidentally, I don't always try to make people laugh, just I'm awkward and I happen to say something funny for the sake of it, I guess. No. I don't wanna go back. I don't wanna go back. I should. Writing's the best way to get my book. You asked me right now if I wanted to do it. The answer is no. But I can't exactly farm situation. Because I should just play Stardew or something if that's the case. Well, I mean, I suppose I can do one more. I don't know what I'll get done. Yeah, I always find it funny when someone will come in and they just won't. I totally get lurking from the lurker's perspective, but if you're just gonna sit here for 5 minutes, just lurk, just send a little email. Just a little emo to be like, oh, I'm here, I exist. Like, are you an alien from another watching my stream to figure out humanity? Because if that's the case, boy, I gotta tell you, that's a bad idea. Come to my stream. Yeah, I know the stream cut out, so it's been longer than the 48 minutes. Well, 38. Yeah. So it's been more like an hour. But I suppose if it says it's 11:24 now, so if I do the 30 minutes, I can end it tonight. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that it's just the writing tag. I do find it funny that I put YouTuber in my profile, and some more people trickled in, probably because they were just intrigued by a VTuber in the writing tag, because I don't think anybody has seen that yet. I mean, I don't know, but I haven't seen it, and I've been scouring places because I'm genuinely interested if there's others doing what I'm doing. Oh, yes. Okay, I'll force myself in. time you itch up on this desk, you make it seem like I'm talking. Would you relax, please? Thank you. Well, while there is still some 15 minutes left on the timer, I think I might call it early. Feeling a little worse than earlier, so I might end 20 minutes earlier than I was planning to. We're kind of lucky that it's just us, so. If you are watching the video to the end, the VOD afterwards, I'm hoping to do some longer streams once I'm not completely sick. I do have a stream planned for tomorrow, but I am not entirely sure if I'll be on if I get any worse than I currently am. But I will definitely update my schedule if anything happens, and if not, then I will definitely be on tomorrow night. Have a good day, everybody.